Today's topic is to clarify doubts about the Patriots amidst a lot of movement in the transfer window, particularly regarding the team's defense. There are several open questions about the offense, so we will examine the questions you sent. Talking about football is always rewarding, and if you want to continue the exchange of ideas outside this environment, feel free to follow me on social platform X. I'm also on another network where I share excerpts from the programs I host. If you can't watch the full material, it's worth checking out these posts. Now, let's get to the first question, which asks if our defense ranks among the top 10 this season. The answer is simple. We need to be there. We are making an average of 9 to 10 defensive signings weekly, and it is crucial that we make it into the top 10, if not the top 5. By bringing in defenders for the run and strengthening the secondary with key additions, we're preparing to regain the level expected by the fans. The next question involves the search for an offensive weapon for a specific quarterback, a concern many share. There are several possibilities to evaluate, such as trades for wide receivers, available free agents, and draft strategies. The priority should be a trade, which should happen as soon as possible. However, since some players are still unsigned, this process may take longer than we would like. It is also essential to revitalize the offensive line, especially the left side. Despite the signings made, it is important to secure a left tackle and a left guard. If an agreement is not reached before the draft, this issue becomes even more pressing. Moving on to the next question, there is a desire for the Patriots to follow the example of a team that signed a standout offensive lineman and then moved up in the draft to acquire a promising talent. I believe a specific player could be an excellent addition to our offensive line. If the more popular options are not chosen, strengthening the left side will likely require a selection in the draft. There are good alternatives available, and we should not underestimate the picks that will be made. Finally, the idea of making a trade with certain players and a 6th-round pick seems quite promising. If you're considering a player like Savon Williams, you shouldn't rule out the chance that the team might opt for another alternative if they can't land Hunter or McMillan. Even if they choose Campbell, it's too early to completely disregard the team's draft options. There is an interesting proposal involving George Pickens in a trade scenario with Joe Milton, which seems fascinating to me. However, we are in a waiting period while some quarterbacks are analyzing their next steps, similar to the situation of a free agent. The interest of teams that need a quarterback will impact the market for a player like Joe Milton. The team has already indicated that they are looking for a 3rd-round pick for him and want to ensure that any potential trade favors his development. They don't intend to send him to a team where he would only become the 3rd quarterback, having to adapt to an unfamiliar system. For them, it is essential that he has a promising future, and I share that view. Additionally, they mentioned the need to find the right trade, which may extend the process. It's possible that we will have to wait until the summer for an announcement regarding Milton's trade. While I believe they're focused on securing a 3rd-round pick, I personally would prefer negotiating directly for a receiver to strengthen both our offense and theirs. There is a valid argument about Hunter being an exceptional talent. Ignoring him could have negative repercussions for us. The use of N'Keal Harry in both facets of the game is also a pertinent consideration. The discussion is not about not selecting Travis Hunter. The crucial issue regarding the possible selection of Hunter by the team is whether he will be available at the 4th pick. The team finds itself in a challenging position, as it needs to wait for the Titans, the Browns, and the Giants to make their moves first. No one is allowing themselves to miss the chance to pick Hunter. If he is available at the 4th position alongside Will Campbell, the team should not choose Campbell over Hunter, as I believe he is truly an exceptional talent. He is likely to play multiple roles, just as he did during his time on the team. I fully agree with this view, but the key point remains that Travis Hunter must be available to us at the 4th pick. So, what position should the team prioritize in the draft, offense or defense? I would choose offense because I believe they have already acquired nearly all the defensive players they could wish for in free agency. However, I am open to hearing your opinions. And now, I'd like to quickly mention an interesting offer. I found a promotion that could be attractive. 2 t-shirts for $50 with a 40% discount. I know that cool t-shirts like these can be expensive for many, so getting 2 for $50 is a tempting opportunity. If the team has 2 home games on a Sunday, You can wear the red one first and then the blue one, and no one will notice. If you want to take advantage of this 2 for $50 offer while sizes are available, there is a link you can access. If you have difficulty remembering the details, I can leave the link in the comments below this video. Just click, and it will take you directly to the website. Feel free to explore, but don't forget to use the link. A question was raised about the possibility of trading the 4th pick for Micah Parsons. I would consider it because it's Micah Parsons, but I don't see it as a viable proposal. I hope there is some sort of negotiation and that they value one of their good players, aside from Dak Prescott, without making him wait like they did with CD Lamb. However, I believe that this trade would require more than just the 1st pick and Micah Parsons. There would be other factors to consider. I believe anyone would consider this trade, but unfortunately, it doesn't seem realistic. Regarding potential interest in Stefon Diggs, I think he would be a good asset for a player like Drake May. Diggs is a veteran with consolidated experience, and I like that he has already played with a quarterback often compared to Drake May. However, I have some concerns. Regarding Stefon Diggs, I consider that he could be a valuable addition to the development of Drake May. His experience and playing style as a veteran are important, especially because he has had the opportunity to play alongside a quarterback frequently compared to May. However, I have some reservations. The New England team has made it clear that they are not interested in a particular player, which leads me to question what they found in their offensive approach that may not align with the qualities Diggs brings. Additionally, the departure of another relevant player, along with athletes like DK Metcalf and T. Higgins, changes the landscape. It's possible that the team will start to reconsider their stance on Diggs. At this moment, I feel that, as a fan, it's not feasible to be indifferent, and I truly believe that Diggs could positively contribute to Drake May's development on the field. Shifting topics, it's understandable that some may wonder why not prioritize negotiating for a player at a specific position, like an offensive lineman. My view is that this negotiation is not as simple as it may seem. Unlike wide receivers, most franchises are reluctant to part with their key offensive linemen because they are quite scarce. When a player becomes available in free agency, teams usually act quickly to secure their signing and renewal, investing heavily to keep them, due to the difficulties of finding a good player for the left line position. Although there is always the possibility of selecting a rookie, it is crucial to be aware of the risks that may arise from committing the offensive line in a trade during the draft. Therefore, while acquiring an offensive lineman through a trade is viable, it undoubtedly presents greater challenges compared to transactions for other skill positions. When evaluating the available options, it's important to consider whether the team should choose Jaden Higgins from Iowa State in the 2nd round. I see Jaden Higgins as an interesting alternative, as his skills could meet the team's needs well. If the decision is not to choose a specific player and go with another option at the 4th pick, the priority in the 2nd round should be a wide receiver. On the other hand, if they opt for a standout player at the 4th pick, it could be a smart strategy to trade for additional talent, making the selection of a receiver essential in the 1st pick of the 2nd round. So, if they don't manage to get a receiver in the 1st pick, Jaden Higgins presents itself as a strong option for the 2nd round. Inquiries are pouring in regarding free agents, particularly about a preferred left tackle. Initially, there was interest in a specific player, but that option is no longer viable. It's a rather bold statement, considering this player isn't even ranked among the top 20 left tackles of the moment, yet he is still believed to outperform another candidate under discussion. One fascinating free agent left tackle proves to be a challenging choice, as it heavily relies on the positional needs. Currently, while filming this segment, a player seems to emerge as a surprisingly suitable option for a particular quarterback and the team. Although he may not be at the elite level, he offers reliable hands and is in his early 30s, which could bring valuable experience and a skill set that has been somewhat absent in the receiving lineup. His presence could also benefit younger teammates. There appears to be a preference for this specific player, but there is hope that by the time this video is released, he will still be on the market. A $5 super chat poses the question of whether the team should seek another notable receiver if they encounter another season without a legitimate wide receiver one, implying that the quarterback could face challenges. Gratitude is noted for the supportive comments, and there is agreement that if a situation calls for a top receiver, those mentioned should certainly be taken into account. These athletes are far from being inadequate. Although they might be beyond their peak and likely coping with some injuries, they still possess value. Additionally, there is mention of another slightly older player available through free agency. The team will certainly aim to draft more receivers, and with 7 rounds spread over 3 days, there will be plenty of chances to enhance their receiving unit further. An experienced player is now accessible, and there are several choices in the free agency pool. The team plans to secure wide receivers in the forthcoming draft, which will occur over a span of 7 rounds across 3 days. More receivers will certainly be added to strengthen the lineup. At present, there are a number of players already in the locker room, including some prominent figures, along with the tight ends, and additional talent is anticipated. While there isn't a definitive number 1 wide receiver at this point, the current options are functional. They may not suffice for a deep playoff run, but the regular season could offer various possibilities. With the 2025 season on the horizon, any support for this discussion is appreciated. The defense appears to be gearing up to excel, and there is optimism that the offense will bring in a few more athletes as the year unfolds. If you haven't already, a gesture of approval is valued. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to Patriots Hub and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our New England Patriots. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In a move that could shake up the NFL landscape, the New England Patriots have set their sights on one of the league's brightest stars, Justin Jefferson. The wide receiver, who has made a name for himself with the Minnesota Vikings, is coming off another record-breaking season, solidifying his place as one of the most dominant forces in the game. After signing a massive $140 million contract extension in 2024, Jefferson's future seems secure in Minnesota. But rumors are swirling about the Patriots' interest in acquiring him, a move that could transform their offense overnight. Jefferson's electrifying performances have earned him 4 Pro Bowl selections and All-Pro honors in just 5 seasons, including a historic 2022 campaign where he became the youngest player in NFL history to lead the league in receptions and receiving yards. His incredible consistency and ability to perform under pressure, highlighted by career milestones such as becoming the fastest player to 6,000 receiving yards, make him a prime target for any team looking to add an elite weapon to their roster. The Patriots, with their rich history of championship success, are rumored to be willing to make a bold push to bring Jefferson into the fold, potentially reshaping the AFC East in the process. While a trade for Jefferson would certainly come at a steep price, the Patriots' interest in the 24-year-old wideout speaks volumes about their aspirations to return to the NFL elite. With Jefferson's combination of speed, hands, and football IQ, New England could quickly become a serious contender again. Whether or not the Vikings are willing to part with their star remains to be seen, but one thing is certain. The pursuit of Justin Jefferson could change the course of the NFL for years to come. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our New England Patriots, be sure to subscribe to Patriots Hub and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.